Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual Experience, the Target Individual Program. Okay, let's see, where do I start? So, the video that I have on pause here, it was taken Friday evening when we had the nor'easter. It was a storm that dumped a whole lot of rain, sleet, and snow. And I had picked up Pam from her job. The kids were with us. We were going to grocery shopping, and we had to take the BQE. And so the traffic on the BQE was horrendous. That's going towards the Verrazano. And so I made the decision to get off the BQE. Now, the particular exit that I got off on, I don't know if it was probably, being microwave giving me instructions to get off at exit 23, because when I got off at exit 23, I made the left onto 2nd Avenue, and as I think I might have reached a block over on 2nd Avenue, and I heard the fire truck, sirens blazing. So I wasn't recording while I was on the BQ because traffic was really, really slow, and I know I had limited storage space on my phone. So when I heard the fire truck, I switched to the camera and I started recording. Now, when I switched to the camera and I started recording, it took about a good 7 to 8 seconds before the phone actually began recording. Normally, the phone would record right away, but in this case, it took a couple seconds. And I thought that I didn't get the fire truck, but reviewing the footage, I see that I just got a little part of the fire truck as it drove by, but I missed a good 8 seconds before that. Okay, because again, they will tamper with your phone to prevent you from gathering, recording evidence of what they're doing. So I've noticed that when switching to my phone camera, it has gotten really slow in doing so, and when I press the record button, it doesn't record right away. It takes a couple of seconds before it will start recording. So again, this is what I got, and this is Friday afternoon, going to the grocery store to go grocery shopping, right? And this is just, again, as I made the exit and I made the left onto 2nd Avenue, I went a block over, there goes the fire truck. So, at that point I was like, okay, yeah, I'm being targeted now. And then there were a lot of ambulances also, but I didn't want to waste the storage space on my phone, so I had to be selective in what I record and what I didn't record. Okay, and again, it was the weekend that I have the kids. My oldest came down, and that's one of I would say that is the weekend that I have all my kids at my house is when they target me the heaviest, and leading up to that weekend. Okay, so yesterday, taking my son to school. I had dropped my daughter off. I didn't record when I left the block to take my daughter to school. Actually, I was taking my son first. Today I took my daughter to school first. So yesterday I took my son to school, and what you're seeing here is the footage that I started recording at the intersection to where I make the right to go into school, because they were targeting me very subtly. Okay, it was a very subtle targeting that was taking place. I'm just okay. It was a very, very subtle targeting that was taking place, but I pick up on it, because I know when I'm being targeted, and I certainly pick up on it, even when they do it very subtly, right? Because they don't want me to, keep gathering evidence. They don't want me to keep showing the pattern. So they will change it up a bit. They will change it up to where, it prevents me from showing a continuous pattern that's taking place. So normally it'll just be a couple of days instead of an entire week. So they will change it up, all right? Okay, we'll skip past some of this. Now, some of you guys might miss this, but let me explain what's going on here. So, these two perps right here, these two perps working together. All right, this guy right here, you see in the black jacket, the green pants, and this guy right here, he's going to get into the van. Now, as he opens the van door, this guy, you'll see, and it's very briefly. Remember I talk about how they will walk and they will put their hands behind their back with their palm facing towards me, or they will, if I'm driving like I am right here, they will turn their palm towards me, right? So it would be the right arm, and as they move the right arm back, they will turn the palm towards me, and you're going to catch it here. Okay, now watch. Very briefly, very, very briefly, you see it. There he is. Okay, drop my daughter off, and I'm on my way to pick up Pam. Okay, let's get past. So here's the perp, and this is what they do. Again, they'll always send someone when I'm parked up here, okay, to do some type of targeting, whether it be standing on the sidewalk looking up at the window, whether it be standing on the side, you know, trying to remain out of sight from the camera. But she's gonna stop right about here. Okay, and you know, they start touching all over themselves, feeling over themselves. Look. Tell you, these people, sick, really, really sick. This guy takes out $1 in his hands. Okay, now here's the other perp. Now notice the direction in which she comes from. She should be coming into sight any moment now. Here she comes. So she's looking at me. She's looking at me again. And at that point, about here, I gave her a hand signal. Okay? And then you'll see what she does. There you go. I gave her a hand signal and she did this. See, a lot of times, especially when these perpetrators feel that they may have gotten some sort of let me just say this, they feel very confident in their targeting, okay, that they'll do stuff like that, and then they'll do stuff like this, right? They'll go like this, they'll tap their nose like that, okay, and again, because you see the direction where she's coming from. Now she's standing there acting as if she's waiting for a bus or a van. Okay, now you'll see her cross the street. Okay, now she could have crossed the street at the street sign, right? That was, you know, right behind me, right by where I was parked. But no, she walks in front of the car, stand there, because you know that's part of their plan. That's part. This is the street theater. This is the type of stuff that they do. And again, you'll see how they work in tandem, okay, using color codes. Okay, so she's wearing a red hat with a red bag. Now watch this woman here. Hand signal. See that? Now she's gonna walk off. Now watch the other color code. Woman in the bright orange bag. Working together. All three. Okay. Now, along the way, they're dropping Pam to work. They were very slight targeting, very, very slight. And again, let me go back here. So, now, after all of that, right? This gentleman here, this guy lives in Pam's building. Okay? So he shows up. As soon as Pam gets in the car, he shows up. Okay? Now, he drives a Jeep Cherokee. And in the license plate, there is the number 32 at the end of the license plate. Now, again, because I have many videos showing that number repeatedly showing up wherever I go, okay, along my way, wherever I'm going, it shows up too many times for it to be coincidence. So now they have to shift their effort, right, in targeting me other ways, right? But again, neurolinguistic programming, okay? See, he's a trigger. He's a trigger. And because I know his vehicle and the fact that, his vehicle has been parked up on the block, and I think, before he got this vehicle, the license plate that he had was different. It wasn't. It didn't have the number 32 in it. But because I'm there most of the time, well, if you get a new vehicle, your license plate gonna have that number in it. And as I said, there's been numerous vehicles appearing on her block, right, with that number, and also on my block where I live, appearing. So again, neurolinguistic programming. So I want you to see how they shift the targeting whenever you gather evidence proving what it is that they're doing. They're going to make a shift to try to mask and hide, to try to not let you capture those repeated patterns, okay? And I'm just explaining it to you because this is what they're going to do, okay? And then along the way of taking Pam to work, did not see one vehicle with the number 32 in the license plate. Okay? So again, they will shift their targeting, they will mask it, okay, to prevent you from gathering any more evidence. Okay? And there goes the guy with the red jacket again, the color theme. Okay? They will mask it. And but once you study what they're doing, you can recognize it. Again, on my way back from dropping Pam from to her job, and again, barely any vehicle with that number in the license plate. So again, they change their targeting. They do other things or target you in other way. That's not so obvious. But once you understand what is being done to you, how it's being done to you, you're able to pick up on those other subtle forms of targeting that they do. Now, yesterday afternoon, start hearing as I got back in the house, and this was before I went to pick up the kids. So this was probably about 2 hours before I got home. Okay, before I ended this recording right here. I hear the fire truck. Fire trucks. There's more than one. Here they go again. Let me see if I can rotate this video.
Yeah, back.
Okay, I can't do it.
They have two trucks. One park in front of the building, as you hear, and the other one is going down that way. Now watch.
Yeah. Okay. So
I had to get the phone. Here they go again. They are back. Look at that.
now they're all the way up here,
Here they
right?
go again.
And I'm trying to rotate this video, but I can't rotate it.
They are back. Yeah, two trucks.
Doesn't
One
doesn't
parked
let
in front of the
you
building.
doesn't let you rotate it.
Yeah. And the other one is going down that way. Now
So
watch.
the direction in which they're walking, right? Okay, now they're gonna reverse back, and you're gonna see right where they park, right by the fire hydrant. Okay. Now, let me let this video finish. And you know, I should have recorded the entire thing because this was only like 5 minutes. Okay, from the time they show up to the time they leave, it was about 5 minutes. That was it. Okay, so let me go to the other video.
All right.
Okay, this is them reversing.
Here comes
No, this is another one. This is actually
other fire truck.
another fire truck coming. Right
There
now,
is no fire.
see this brown building right here? Two firemen came out of that building. There were about 3 fire trucks. Okay, and again, they know that I'm
All
out
they're doing-
recording. I want you to look at this woman right
All
here.
they're doing. Let me see if I can
She's gonna flick her hair.
get a good picture
Let's
here.
go back to where she flicks her hair. There she go. There she go. See that? Again, this is all for sure. This is all street theater. This is
Okay.
all street theater. Okay. And she's playing with her hair, flicking her hair. Again, this is all
What
for
are they
sure.
doing? Let me see if I can get a good
See, look,
picture here.
as you can see, they were just
Standing
that's
in the middle of the street.
all right.
Okay.
Now, what I didn't get because I had stopped the video because the other, you see that I played the other video, the angle, it was vertically instead of horizontal. But the perp that lived in this building, he came out, you know, and I had just stopped that video when he came out, and by the time I raised the camera back up to start recording, he went back into his house. Okay.
Talking. Now they went into this building across.
Now,
the
see,
street.
they all standing. There's
It's,
2 firefighters that came
brown
out of this building, but the
over here.
majority of them is standing there.
But
Okay.
there is no fire. Now you would think that if there's a fire in front of that building, the building which they went in, they would be parked up right
In front of that
building.
Exactly.
But no, they're not parked in front of the building. They park a bit, quite a bit up from the building
Right.
that. I
And then
just
what they
saw
did, you see this water right here?
firemen walked out.
That's
of,
water.
and
They turned
they didn't
on
even,
the hydrant, turned it
really
back off.
quite for a long time.
Okay.
Just,
Then
a few.
now they're leaving.
You know, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. Now they're climbing back into their trucks, their fire trucks. And leaving. This is
Okay.
part of the charade. This is all part of the charade. That's all that is.
Okay, this is this morning. Dropping my daughter from school. We're leaving. At this point, I start the recording. I didn't do recording as I pull up the parking space, but I started recording now. Okay, because normally, like I said, they will alter their targeting if I'm getting enough footage of them targeting me. Okay, so they're gonna alter their targeting, and so also the cars behind me that can see my phone can also see that I'm recording video. So sometimes they will warn the perps, and the perps will stop targeting me. So sometimes I won't record right away, but eventually I'll start recording just to catch them off guard. Okay. I need to lower the volume because of the song is playing. I don't know if I'm going to be flagged for that. Alright, I'm dropping my son off. Check this out. Now, this early morning, there are always police cars parked up in front of this high school. You know? And it surprises me that. Okay, hold on a sec. You'll see this girl here, and she's going to cover. Actually, she did that hand signal there. We have to use full screen to actually see it. But yeah, as I was saying, right? So again, because I'm recording, they will change up their tactic. Now, later on during the day, as I drove back past the high school, there were tons of police cars there. Tons of police cars, okay? And, you know, I had no more space on my phone to record any video. So, of course, they're going to show up, right? After the perpetrators done told them, hey, you know, he ran out of space, he's not recording. So they're going to show up. And while I was waiting for Pam, they started targeting me, but not in front, from behind. So whenever I looked at the rearview mirror, they were standing behind the car, targeting me behind the car. Again, they will change up their tactics, okay, to prevent you from continuously showing that you're being harassed, that this is psychological warfare, this is psyops, okay? So they're very smart. They're very slick also in what they're doing. All right. Now, I started recording here. I was taking Pam to work, and again, we started arguing. because we were being microwaved in the car. So for one, when I was waiting for her, I kept calling her, and her phone was going into voicemail. So finally, after about calling her like 4 times, I called the home phone, and she picked up, and I let her know that I was waiting for her in Flatbush. So she came down, she got in the car, and I said to her, I said, I've been calling you on your cell phone. Why your cell phone going into voicemail? So she's like, oh, I put my phone in airplane mode. I'm like, really? Why would you put your phone in airplane mode? Right? Oh, because, someone in Vegas told me that I should put my phone in airplane mode, charge faster. And I said to her, that's ridiculous. I said, even if that's the case, your phone wouldn't charge that much faster. Okay, and besides that, you have a charger at your job. You walk with a charger, right? So, again, and you keep bragging about how the battery life on your phone is so great because you just got this new iPhone. So again, that just didn't seem right to me. Also what she did is that, she usually goes on her phone and to see the floor traffic. We usually either take 2 routes, straight up Flatbush, and then we go around the circle and go, through Central Park, or we take Caton to Central Park West. So she waits until I get to, not Caton, I'm sorry, Parkside. So, Parkside turns into Caton. So she waits until I get at Parkside and then tell me, take Parkside. And I'm like, you cannot tell me when I'm at this, approaching the stoplight to turn onto this block. I could get into an accident. Don't do that. So we just started arguing about the whole thing, and pretty much, like I said, whenever they're microwaving us, whenever they're using her to target me, they will, again, the police calls will start showing up. And immediately as I turn onto, I think this was 7th Avenue, okay, pulled up right behind the police vehicle, right? Okay, so then as I was approaching the block that her job is on, 6th Avenue, let me see if you can see it here. Okay, which is right here. There was a police vehicle right there, all right? So now, when the light turned green, I would pull up directly behind the police vehicle. And at that point, she was like, just let me off here. And I was like, well, I can't let you off here because, traffic. I mean, I can't have you stepping under traffic when cars are moving by, especially right here where they're so close. So there was a police vehicle, another police SUV right here, okay? Because as soon as this car made the turn, I went around this car. The police vehicle came and stopped behind this vehicle. So I would have been, again, turned into right behind another police vehicle, all right? So you'll see the light's going to change again. Let me speed up this. Okay, so as the Jeep turning, you'll see I went over here and I dropped her off over here, which is, she's still stepping into traffic, but it's a lot more safer because the light is now red. There's no car that's double parked beside us or on the side of us or anything like that. So at that point she can, she leaves. But this is what they do. So they'll microwave us, me and her get into an argument, and bam. If I leave her apartment to go home, police cars will start showing up. If I'm driving on the road having an argument, I'll be pulling up behind police cars as soon as I turn, or eventually they will come and they will follow behind me or pass me and drive in front of me slowly. This is what they do. Okay, this is what they do. Again, using being microwaving us, with the mind control technology to target me using her. Okay, And you know, this is what they do. So I'm just explaining it, how I see it. And and at this point right here, my storage space, I didn't have any more storage space, so I couldn't record anything. I had to go get the kids juice and stuff like that, and of course, with the Target, and so it never stops. It never stops. They may do it in a subtle way now, because again, me doing videos showing exactly what it is that they're doing, and so they don't want to be caught. That's basically it. In a coercive persuasion program, they don't want to be caught. They know what it is that they're doing. They know, and they know, that what they're doing is criminal. Okay, and it tells you. It says, where are we here? Where am I here? Okay, here we go. So again, I'm going to read this again. By confusing, intimidating, and silencing their victims, those who profit from these systems and the technology that they use in these systems evade exposure and prosecution for action recognized as harmful and which are illegal in most countries, such as fraud, false imprisonment, undue influence, involuntary servitude, intentional inflict of emotional distress, okay, outrageous conduct, and other torturous acts. Okay, so of course they don't want to be held responsible. So of course, they're going to do whatever to not allow the TI to, expose what it is they're doing, to prove what it is that they're doing. Okay, and then when they get other people involved, okay, those people have to cover their ass as well. So they're going to cover for each other because they both know what they're doing is criminal and wrong. Okay, that's how these programs operate. Once they reel in these perpetrators to get them to participate, there's nothing that they can do after that because they are involved in a criminal conspiracy. They're involved in a criminal act. Okay, and they're going to do whatever to protect themselves. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand that. Okay, so they'll target you. People around you. They'll use the technology, the silent sound spread spectrum, microwave auditory effect, basically mind control technology. All right, and influencing those around you to target you, to say things to you that's directed to you. And for example, I showed a video where they use my daughter. Okay, they use my son, both my sons, I should say, and all three of my kids, and my nephew kids, my niece's children, my sister kids. They'll use them. They'll mind control them to target me.